Live! Hello, everybody!
Hello!
Welcome to our own cooking show here on YouTube, on BookTube. Oh, my water is boiling. Oh, I can hear myself. No, shut up. Oh, I should not have done that. Welcome, everybody, to part 3 of the Tolkien Cookalong, where me and Rosie, my incredible co-host, are picking recipes from the Tolkien, what is it?
Recipes from the World of Tolkien
cookbook, and we're trying them out. And today we are doing the spinach and sweet potato cakes. There was a vote on Instagram. There were 2 choices. People voted for this one, so this is what we're cooking today. Anything you want to add?
I think this is one of the ones that, again, it's a bit of a stretch to connect it to Tolkien, but it's a great looking recipe, so I'm not going to complain.
Wait, I wanted to talk to you about the other one. So the other option was, where is it? The stuffed pears.
Yeah.
And for some reason I don't have them. And the little description that was in the book about the pears and how is that a recipe from Middle Earth was hilarious because it was literally out of nowhere. Oh, Margaret, any predictions on how long this live will go? Not 3 hours, maybe. Hopefully not. We're not going to plan for 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. Right? Wait, where are the pears? There they are. Listen to this. This makes no sense. The Bucklebury ferry carries Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin across the Brandywine River into Buckland, narrowly escaping the mysterious dark horse rider who is hot on their heels. Inspired by the Bucklebury ferry, these stuffed pears carry a delicious morsel of hazelnuts and fruit and are served with a pool of sweet juice, just like the little ferry carrying the hobbits across the shining Great River.
Oh man,
insert meme. You think I'm a joke to you? What is this? I think he just liked this recipe and he needed a way to put it into the book.
Yeah.
Last time, our second part of the cook-along, we talked a lot about the author of this book and his choices. And yeah, we don't agree with everything that he does, but somehow we're still here. Cooking from his cookbook. Maybe one day we'll veer into other recipes that are connected to Tolkien because there are a lot of them online.
Yeah.
Maybe they were assuming Fair Brandy is the Breeze Cousins repertoire. That
would have been a better explanation than what he wrote.
Yes, I mean, them escaping the Black Rider connected to the sweet fruit juice carrying the pears. That's just too far. Anyway, today, for our recipe, we need spinach.
Mm-hmm.
I have here.
Sweet potatoes. Mine's still in the tub.
Yay. Sweet potatoes, which I'm going to put into the pot to boil.
I actually haven't peeled or chopped mine yet, so I'm going to start that.
Ooh, okay, my water is boiling, so I'm just going to put it in the water. And then there are spring onions, a ingredient that I don't know how to pronounce that starts with an M.
Mangetout.
That one.
Or snow peas if you're in North America.
I did not buy it because it was late and I looked at it and I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna ignore it.
Fair.
So there you go. I always think that I'm probably the worst person to have a cooking segment, show, whatever you may call it, because I'm so picky that it's just, I think it's not interesting to watch me ignore half of the ingredients in every single recipe and be like, I don't eat that. I don't eat that. Okay. Good to know. I still don't know what to call it. Snow peas. Thank you, Rosie. I was confused by the image of them because I'm familiar with peas, right? They're the little green things in the little blanket. Yep. But this thing, they don't have the peas.
They sort of do. Here, I've got, so mine are in the package still, but I'll grab one out.
The peas just smaller, so they're like
like this, and you can see sort of through the light, the little like, those are like tiny little peas.
So they're just very young, peas.
Yeah, very young, and you can eat like the outer part. I think regular like standard peas, the outer part is gross or something, or maybe it's just too tough.
I never seen anyone eat that part, so it was weird to me. But yes, I did not buy those things, nor did I buy spring onions because I don't like onions. So again, my recipe will be very different from Rosie. And this is a good good timing to announce that we are thinking of continuing the series with guests and inviting people to cook with us other recipes and share their experience and knowledge and love for Lord of the Rings, because I feel like we will run out of things to talk about at some point. We need another person to help with that. Sugar snap peas also have edible husks. Oh, they're called husks? That sounds like a part of an animal, like a, what are those things called? The little, they're not little.
Tusks?
Tusks. Close enough. Interesting. I didn't know there was so many types of peas. Margaret, as always, I'm learning so much from you. So we will be inviting other people, and I think it is going to be interesting because I am obviously a big part of the decision of what we're cooking, because there's just the two of us, and there are a lot of things that I don't eat and I don't like, and I feel like if there's another person, you guys can choose whatever you want, which will be a much bigger option. There will be more options for you, and then I will go in, take all the things that I don't like from that recipe and change it and make it my own, and I will not be the weird one. That makes sense. So it's not just on you. You will have someone else to cook all the weird things with. By weird things, I mean normal things, but they're weird to me. Anyway, so applications, please send them to us. So we will review them and see who can handle maybe 3 hours of us cooking and talking about it. How are those sweet potatoes going?
They're coming along well. I'm trying to chop them pretty small so that hopefully they'll boil fast. Got my water boiling for them to go into.
Yeah, cut them into tiny, tiny parts so it's faster. I also bought sweet corn, and I cut it like this, which is always so fun. Also ate the rest of it, so great snack.
I got mine frozen, which is practically a sin because the corn is beautiful right now, but last week I cut corn off the cob to make a recipe, and it was so annoying and it got all over my kitchen that I was just like, nope, not doing it again.
Oh, Margaret, I will try to apply with the suggested recipe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I actually did not know that sweet potatoes existed until I was like 22, maybe? Yeah, I never heard of them. I take it
they aren't really a thing. I take it they aren't really a thing in Russia that much then?
Not that much. They are more now, I think, with more restaurants really enjoying the alternative to French fry. with the sweet potato fry.
Uh-huh.
More restaurants are doing that, but this is a very recent thing. And no, I never heard of it growing up. I think it existed, but it was just not very well known. And now it's
That's
more of a thing. It's
fair.
still like you have like crates and crates of potatoes, and then just a tiny, tiny one with sweet potatoes. So it's still not very popular. But I love potatoes. They're great.
They really are.
They're just so wholesome. There's just something about them that's so kind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes are a staple of my diet. Big for vegans and vegetarians. Yeah, because they're so nutritious as well. Okay, let's talk about what we came here to talk about. Lord of the Rings. Oh, they should pay us, honestly.
They really should.
There's a lot of ads we're doing here. So last time it was the longest live we ever did, and yet we did not even go through all the questions and topics that we prepared. I think because we went on one of the questions that I had early on was what is something about the mythology that you could never understand, which I think that one lasted.
I rambled for like 15 minutes, yes.
And then we talked about the author of the book and all the ways that grain is not, and the way that corn is not just corn.
Yes.
It's a grain. So it was a whole thing. We all learned something that live. It was great. Let's see what we have here. I don't remember which ones of these we did, but tell me if you remember any of these.
Sure.
There was one. Middle Earth has some iconic pairings, siblings and friends. Which one of each two are you?
I think we did talk about that one, yes.
I have no memory. Okay, then moving on. If you like the one, check out the earlier live.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. If you were auditioning for Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, which part would you go for?
Oh, I don't think we talked about that, and I would love to. Why don't you go first?
No.
You are the professional.
I need more context. Can I choose a different gender? Can I choose a creature? Can I be the dragon? I have so many questions. If we're talking about the original Lord of the Rings, who would I want to play? I think playing... Oh, there's so many great options. I would love to play Merry of Pippin just because you get to truly have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that filming something that is a fantasy is ridiculous and maybe challenging to act very tough and like scary things are happening around you that you cannot see, that maybe playing like a happier, free-spirited character would be more fun. But then there's Eowyn, who's both a princess and she wields a sword. Both of those things I like. And she's a little more, I don't know, she's livelier than Arwen.
Yeah.
Arwen's
she gets more to actually do.
Yes. And
as opposed to just sort of
Arwen is very wise and still, and that's just not my energy.
Fair.
So I think Eowyn would be good. But there's not a lot of her. And I don't know. This is my answer for Lord of the Rings. Now you go, and now we'll think about The Hobbit.
Honestly, your two are sort of the ones that came to mind for me as well. Like, Merry and Pippin. Well, I guess one or the other. Be hard to play both. But I think that would be fun. Eowyn would be cool. Maybe when I'm like 10 years older, Galadriel. Because I feel like she's got so much like calm wisdom, and I don't feel like I'm in a place yet where I could pull that off. But
Galadriel is awesome. It's kind of like you go into a room and you are the smartest one in it. It's that
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot to ask for. What? I think maybe Aragorn would be fun because just he has a lot to do.
That's true.
Okay. Good answers. Let's go to The Hobbit. I know who I want to play. I want to play. Well, I really want to play. What's her name? Tauriel?
Tauriel? Yeah.
Her, because I love her wig. She gets to fight and run around, which is great. Again, I love her wig. That's twice there now. And I would love to play Legolas's father.
Yeah.
What's his name? My God. We're not qualified to do this. Tranduil. Yes.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
He is evil but glamorous, and I feel like those are two things that I like to pretend that I can be.
I think you'd pull it off. In The Hobbit, I don't really know who I'd want to play. Maybe if we're just going fully out there, and I can't even remember if this character is in the movies or not because I haven't seen them in so long. But Bjorn, the guy who turns into a bear,
yes,
he's pretty cool. And
he is in The Hobbit.
Yeah, and also I think I like more the idea of actually being him, and just living off milk and honey and bread all the time and being like, yo, I'm a bear. No one messes with me. I'm just out here doing my thing with my bees.
Yo, I'm a bear.
Exactly. No one's gonna try and I mean, I guess the dwarves invade his house, but politely, right? No one's gonna try and mess with you.
I remember him as a very sad character because he's the last one of his kind. I think that's what he at least said in the movie. I don't remember anymore. So that's a sad character to me, but if you turn it into a happy one, go for it. Sounds like a great bed and breakfast, honestly.
It does. The descriptions of his home in the books just always make me go man, if you put this on Airbnb, influencers would be all over it.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Oh, Margaret has a question for us. Which accent would you most love to master? Such a Margaret question. Wait, again, I need more context. Accent as in just in general, or within the Lord of the Rings world? And within the Lord of the Rings world, does that mean with an Elvish accent? What do you mean, Margaret?
Yes.
Because I like the question.
Yeah.
I just don't know. They're all speaking kind of British, Scottish, Irish mix of things in the movies. Which character's accent? Oh. Which character's accent?
This is funny. I know they all have accents, but I don't think of a given character's accent, right? That's not what comes to mind for me.
I instantly think of, I'm Googling his name just because I know I'll mess it up, Billy Boyd, who played Pippin. I remember really liking his accent in the movie. I always thought, oh, I really like the way he speaks. It dawned on me much later on in my life that, oh, he's from Glasgow. He has a very specific accent when he's I don't know if it's I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not like a Middle Earth accent. It's just this actor's accent.
Right.
Because I was thinking of Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen. He has had a very interesting life. He grew up in South America. and then he moved to the US. So he has like a mix of things in his speech. Definitely nothing British or English or Scottish or anything. And in the movie, he's so neutral. You cannot tell that he's speaking with an American accent. It's definitely not a British one, but it's so balanced that you don't really pay attention to his accent, which I thought was so well done. And that is great. Billy Boyd is from Edinburgh. Well, it says here that, well, he was born in Glasgow, so I don't know where he lives currently, but maybe he's from Edinburgh. Manchester-ish. Ooh.
That would make sense. He's got that sort of northern England voice.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I shouldn't say that like I know anything about accents. I'm very bad at them.
Same. But yeah, I realized a few years ago that I actually really, really, really respond well to Irish and Scottish accents. There's just something in them that I found absolutely fascinating. I can listen to someone speak for hours just listening to the lull of the accent. So I think that's why I immediately thought of Merry and Pippin, just because I heard something that I liked and I didn't know what it was at the time.
That makes sense. No, yeah. I feel like I'm being so boring, but yeah, I'd probably go for similar ones. Or just frankly being able to do any accent other than my own. Because I'm really, really terrible at that. I don't do accents well at all. So it'd be cool to be able to do just anyone's.
Yeah. Me too, Lana, me too. Wait, what is this? What are you talking about? The fact that I like Scottish and Irish accents? Yes, join me. They are great. Oh, Aragorn's Elvish accent. Ooh, it was also so neutral. I feel like, and I may be remembering this very wrong, all the people who had to speak in Elvish in the movies, they did sound different, obviously, but Aragorn's Elvish remained so neutral. It's like he barely moves his mouth. It's very much like this. So like everything that you would highlight in a normal accent kind of gets eliminated. And it's very interesting hearing him speak Elvish. I wonder if different elves, well, I'm sure they must be in the world of Middle Earth, have different accents. So you all speak Elvish, but it's different Elvish, and you can tell by the accent that, oh, you're not from here.
Yeah.
But I once tried to learn Elvish years ago. I bought a whole notebook. I think I was more excited about buying a new notebook, to be honest, than actually learning it, because it's so complicated. It's based off of Finnish, I think. And the grammar is complicated. So yeah, I learned like a few words, forgot them the next day. It was so great. I meant it sounded so natural for a made-up language. Yes, he did a great job. Viggo Mortensen is awesome.
Great job overall.
He is awesome. Okay. It's always so weird because I think we talked about how he, for many people, was like the first crush in the movie.
Yes.
He's not a young man in the movie.
No.
It's kind of weird. But I think we don't really, think about their ages in the movie because it's all over the place. And he's 80 anyway, the character.
Exactly. So. He's crossed that line from weird older to so much older that it's okay.
Eternal, yeah. Because I was watching the movie a few months ago, and I was looking at him like, you are like well into your 30s. And when I was like 9, I was all about it. And it's just so bizarre to think about. So we're not going to think about it. We'll move on. Okay, back to the audition. Bonus, if you're filming a self-tape to submit to the casting director, what would you do in it? dress up, do accents, dance, sing, specific monologues, the creation of a scene, anything. So what we chose for Lord of the Rings, choose a character and choose what you're gonna do with the salt paper.
Oh, I think I'd audition for probably Merry or Pippin and do like maybe the scene with the firework or something, where they steal it and like sneak off with it, just to like show the comedy and like the ability to have like that comedic reaction type thing.
Yes.
What would you do?
If we're talking Mary Pippin, I think I would do like a vaudeville type of performance, because I don't remember which scene it is, but they are celebrating something and they're dancing on a table, singing songs and dancing. And I just think if I could come in with some props maybe and just sing them like a good old country song from the Shire and like really go at it, dance around, have as much fun as I can, maybe seem like I'm a little drunk, and just like, here I am. I think that's sort of the spirit of I'm not embarrassed and fun is great and I can dance around and sing. I think that would maybe show that I can handle the silliness of the character.
Yeah, I think that would be a good choice.
If we're talking like Aragorn, I think I would like build something silently, no words. Maybe just say like a curse word in Elvish, very naturally, but just like build a brick wall. Just come in with my supplies and start working on it, and maybe just curse once. To be like, I'm efficient. I am serious. Yeah. He wouldn't do anything. He's not gonna do a monologue.
It's true.
Who else? What about Galadriel?
Oh, I think I would do like, for her, I'd definitely do a monologue of some sort. Just like really I mean, I would totally fail and I wouldn't get the part, but try and show the ability to have like she's got like a emotion without being emotional, if that makes sense, or like a depth to her voice. Yeah. Where it's like she's not doing anything super exaggerated, but you feel like there's so much beneath everything that she's saying. So I think I'd want to try and convey that somehow.
That's so awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of work with the words, which is so cool. I think for Galadriel, I would like memorize some bogus tarot card reading and just go into the room, look at the casting director and the assistants, and just one by one tell them what's going to happen to them very seriously.
That's like, a really good idea, though. Because if you can like convince them that you can have that like, yes, I'm going to say this and you're going to believe me.
Yeah, almost like, oh, I'm in to do a monologue, but then I see you and I'm overwhelmed with the knowledge of your future, and I'm compelled to tell you that, Rosie, you're going to be so great.
See, I cast you.
Thank you. I can tap dance if you need me to. And I would ruin the audition by trying too hard. Be like, I can also do that. Can you hear me sing? Yeah, desperate is definitely not Galadriel trait. Okay. What else? Ooh, next question. We all love the movies, but if there is something you could critique about the Lord of the Rings movies and The Hobbit, what would that be?
Okay, I'm too much of a nerd, so for me it would be like, I love what Peter Jackson did with the movies. I think they're amazing. But also I'd be totally fine with a scene-by-scene adaptation of the book. Like, same cast, same crew, same style, just like, I don't care if it's 20 hours long. I will sit through this.
It would be more than 20 hours long.
It probably would be. It would be absurd. But like, yeah.
what about the Hobbits? They took a lot of liberties, and actually a lot of people did not like the Hobbit. There's so many times I encounter in movies and TV shows when people are just cracking jokes about how bad the Hobbit was, and I like the Hobbit.
I need to rewatch the Hobbit. I haven't seen it since it came out in theaters. I don't think I've ever watched it at home. So that's actually something I need to do soon. But for me, it just, I don't know, it didn't feel like the original trilogy, but I didn't feel like it had what I wanted from the book either, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Because the book is very different from, the Hobbit book is very different from the Lord of the Rings book. And I think, for me, the Hobbit neither lent into what made that book different, with it being kind of shorter and snappier and like a lot more. And then there were ice giants, but we're not going to say anything else. They're just like there, apparently.
Yes.
But also, I didn't feel like it had the qualities that made Lord of the Rings what I love. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently once I rewatch it.
Interesting. I see what you mean, but I think, it makes sense why they did it the way they did.
It does.
Because a lot of people are not familiar with the books, so they probably expected something like a similar vibe to Lord of the Rings. So I don't know.
What would you change?
In the Hobbit, I would take out everything with the Sauron thing. I didn't want that. I didn't need that. It confused me because I was not aware of it from the books of Lord of the Rings.
Right.
And then there was even the thing about the ring that Gandalf has that also just confused me and took me out of the story. I think The Hobbit is ridiculous, and that's why I love it, because it's kind of like they didn't give up, but they decided to have fun. And like the whole Tauriel and her romance with Keely was so like great because it was so ridiculous. I enjoyed it so much. And there was just so much of it that was just ridiculous, and it felt like, oh, I get to spend a little more time in this world that I love. So I wasn't too upset. I mean, I didn't like that everyone died in the end. Spoiler alert. But I remember The Hobbit to be that dark. And even though people did die in The Hobbit, the book, it was just not talked about. And here they actually made you fall in love with these characters.
Like, this is just a thing that happened, but it's all fine.
Yeah. Are you even a fan, if you haven't seen the 1970s rotoscope version of the first 1.5 books of Lord of the Rings?
Well, clearly not, because...
Oh, wait. Let me Google that. 1970s.
I don't even know what a rotoscope is, Margaret.
Yeah, I hope I pronounced it.
We're too millennial for this. We're too younger millennial? I don't know.
I wasn't born yet. Oh my god. Oh, I know this picture.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I've seen it before, but I don't know what that is. Oh, is that a cartoon? Yes, it's an animated movie. Oh, it's not good. I have seen it. I remember this. Oh, yes. This upset me when I watched it because it would look nothing like the movie. It's all like this.
Okay, I've seen parts, but I haven't actually watched it.
I didn't hate it. I remember I found it. I was excited to have something more Lord of the Rings. I wasn't super excited because it was a cartoon and I liked the movie so much, but it wasn't bad. Ooh, now I want to rewatch it. Wait, It may be the wrong word. I'm not a cinema buff, but it's a weird in-between type of filmmaking between live action and animation. It was good. What are you talking? I was like 10, Margaret. I have no memories. I'm surprised that I even remembered from just seeing this. I have a memory of watching this. I remember being confused because it did not end when the first movie ended. It went further, but it didn't finish the story.
Oh,
so,
weird.
Yeah. Very weird. What the fuck is this? Return of the King.
Oh my goodness, that looks hilarious.
This is amazing. And there's The Hobbit. The Hobbit looks even better. Wait, look at The Hobbit.
Okay, I need to watch these. Definitely what I'm doing after this.
Oh my god.
By the way, I've just been puttering along over here.
Oh, I forgot to cook. Wait. Okay, so
I will try and say things for a little while and let you do cooking.
Sorry. Please, you have the floor.
Oh no. I was not prepared for this. Guys, I haven't been prepared for anything this month, honestly, but was definitely not prepared for this.
Did you drain the potatoes?
Yes, I have drained and mashed the potatoes.
What? I'm behind on everything.
The potatoes actually cooked way faster than I thought they would. I don't know how fast yours will have cooked, but I thought mine were going to be like, there's no way they're going to cook until tender in 20 minutes. And
I set a timer, so I don't know when they were ready.
I think if you put them on when we started, they're good.
How did you do this?
I put it in like a sieve in the sink and poured boiling water over it.
Wait, I'm gonna drain the potatoes first. Oh. Yay! Did you mash them with a fork?
I used a potato masher, but I think a fork would be fine.
Turn them to the pan, stirring constantly. Fork, spinach leaves. I have strong accent today. I spoke for so long in so many classes, so my English is worse than usual. Wait, where is my thing? Where is it? Okay. Yes. Margaret, what about you? What would you change about the movies?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, and what role would you play? You're into theater. I want to know your audition tape. What's it gonna be? Okay, they are matched. I didn't use all the. I did a little less than the ingredients the recipe calls for, just because I don't have 4 people to serve.
That's fair. I have 2 people to serve, but like something like this, I'm like looking at the ingredients and being like, my partner will eat 3 times as much as a normal person, so 4 is perfect.
Amy, hello!
Hey.
You missed everything. I'm kidding.
You've actually arrived at just the right time, Amy, to save me from... Perfect! I can introduce it again, because I was having that thing where all of a sudden you need to say something and your brain is empty because you've never had a single thought in your entire life. So, Amy, we are making spinach and sweet potato cakes. I will read you the description. Liven up weekend brunch with these crispy sesame-crusted cakes and serve with soft poached eggs for dipping them into. For a spicy version, add a little chopped red chili to the potato mixture. Then this is supposedly how they are linked to Tolkien. Similar to classic potato hash browns, which are made nothing like this, this variation makes the most of some of the first fresh green vegetables of the spring. Bilbo's gardener, Hamfast Gamgee, the gaffer, would have raised a good crop of spinach almost all year round, we imagine. No, author, you can't hide behind the royal we. You imagine. I mean, you're probably right, given what we know about the theoretical climate of the Shire, but like, you just want to make spinach and sweet potato cakes. And that's fine. But let's call a spade a spade. No, wait, apparently I'm not supposed to use that expression. Oops. Anyway.
I don't know.
It's this expression we use in Canada, but apparently it has really racist roots that I recently learned, so I'm trying to train myself out of using it.
Oh. Do I just pour it over? Nothing's
Yeah,
happening.
pour it over, then like rinse in cold water. And Margaret says she would add a Tom Bombadil in the Barrow White scene. Yeah, that would be really cute.
Wait, what would you do where you go around in the fog being like, where are you?
It would fit the vibe. And she would play basically all of the characters. Éowyn, Galadriel, Merry, Gollum, Éomer. I mean, if anyone could, Margaret, yes.
That would be you. If it turns out well, I will steal them. Wait, I will steal them because I always need to incorporate more vegetables into my diet.
I think that'll be pretty good, Amy. I think my issue with vegetables is that I cook them and then they disappear. I buy vegetables thinking like I'm gonna have such veg-heavy meals this week, right? I'm gonna like do the thing where half your plate is vegetables and whatever, and then I cook them and all of a sudden there are no vegetables left. And I'm like, where did they go? What happened to them? Did the pot eat you?
I have a cooking question.
Yes.
Question. What is my accent today? I can't speak. I keep hearing the Russian coming out. So the leaves are long. Wait, let me find one little sucker to show you. Do we just put like
this? I think just put them in whole.
I kind of want to cut them a little bit.
You can cut them if you would like to. I don't think it would. I think it'll be fine either way.
Because the stems are so long, it's barely a leaf.
That is an incredibly long stem on your spinach. Mine are. Are they? I don't know. Actually, mine are pretty long too.
Okay, I feel like I have more spinach than potatoes. That's the problem, but okay.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Well, my sister will have to eat this, so. Okay. Oh, yes. You can do a one-woman show, Margaret.
Yes. I feel like that would actually be so cool.
Yes. You can try all the accents, all the costumes, all the physicalities. I think like the physicalities of all the characters, that's the most fun thing ever. Like you have to play an elf. What does that mean for your posture? What does that mean for how you breathe, how you move? There's so, like when you go into all these things, it's so interesting. I didn't know that. I use it occasionally. I no longer know what this was about. Still counts. We can do a live with monologues. Yes, or scenes. I love this. We can do, Margaret, we could do I forgot the words again. We can do a improvisation thing. Improv. There you go. Improv. We'll set up characters from Lord of the Rings. We'll create a situation and we will go in as our characters and see what happens.
Yes.
Like, what if Galadriel and Gimli loves her. Let's find someone more fun. And who could it be? And Gollum walk into a tavern.
Yes.
And they both want soup, but there's only soup for one person left. They have to decide and go.
Yes.
I do that with my students sometimes, people who go to do public speaking with me, who do all kinds of improv, and it's hilarious every time. I love this improv one. Improv is so scary when you have to do it. It's terrifying because you cannot prepare beforehand. And for someone like me who's a control freak, not being able to prepare is so scary. But once you get into it, it's so fun. I'm so bad at improv. I pretty much failed that unit in high school drama class. How do you do improv? You literally have to just get to a point when you no longer care and think. You have to just stop thinking and you just do. You just do something. Let's do it together on the next one of these. Oh, Margaret, you're stealing the spot for the first guess. We have not seen your implication first. That would be fun. So scary.
Yeah.
I kind of regret saying it now because I don't want to do it. But it would be so fun. I think as a teen, I thought way too much. Yes, I think improv is great for teenagers, especially because, well, if they can do it and they don't fail the class, it maybe teaches them to not care as much. I would run in and put my head in the water to be.
But only if you dedicate yourself and set your hair on fire first, Margaret. This is a high-quality cooking show. We demand, all the dedication you can give.
Everything considered, this should be like a paid live. You have to pay the actors.
Exactly.
Because they're going all out.
Like those weird pay-per-view fights that guys watch where it's like some famous people hitting each other and you pay to watch it on TV. It would be like that, except for cooking on BookTube.
Yeah, you can see people being embarrassed. Okay. Wait, what am I doing next? Wilted spinach into the potatoes. Add the spring onions and mangetout. Mangetout?
Mm-hmm. Mangetout.
Is that a French word?
Yep. It literally means eat everything. So, because you can eat the whole piece.
I did not think of it as a French word. For some reason, I thought it was Chinese. Don't ask
me. I
why.
can see that.
My brain just went there. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to season well with salt and pepper. Okay. I always forget to cook on these lives.
I feel like I usually forget more, but I'm not sure my brain is actually here, so I feel like I'm just like on autopilot, and autopilot is ingredients in front of me start cooking.
I always talk too much. I know. This is what mine looks like now. A lot of stems.
Yeah. It looks not too different. Mine looks grosser. Looks less like food, but
mine is redder. Maybe it's the lighting.
Yeah, I don't know. These aren't super bright sweet potatoes that I had.
Okay. Because there are a lot of snow peas in Chinese cooking. Well, how would I know that? Why did I take? Maybe because I don't know why. I just looked at the word and was like, this is Chinese. Snow peas are so tasty. Well, I didn't take a chance, so I will never know now. Okay, what's next? Use your hands to form potato mixture into 12 little cakes. I hate that this cookbook doesn't have pictures, because what is a little cake?
Right?
Mix the sesame seeds and flour together and sprinkle the mixture over the cakes.
I think I might change the recipe slightly at this point. I think I'm going to mix my flour and sesame together first and then just dip the cakes in as they're in my hand, because basically I like put them on my cutting board, but...
I have a question.
Yeah?
Where is the corn? There's no corn in this recipe.
It went in with the scallions and the spring onions and the mangetout on my recipe.
It did not in mine. I was like, wait, I still have corn, but it's not in the recipe. Why did I buy it? This guy. This guy forgot the corn. If you are using the recipe that's in the description box, I will add the corn.
Add the corn.
Because where is the corn? Every time I cook spinach, it completely wilts down, so it just looks like a blob of green. Yes. That's what mine looks like now, but it's blob of green with a lot of stems.
Yeah.
A cookbook with no pictures, preposterous. Yes! Maybe he
It's
never
true.
even tried them. He wrote it at night. He was fantasizing. What will be good? This and this.
No, it's that he
Someone
put
make it,
all
please.
of his effort into making an absolutely gorgeous physical copy with like little like watercolor of vegetables instead of actually helpful pictures.
Well, that was the publishing. He had
True.
to be the one to cook and do like
True.
pictures with the food. The cover was the publishing house. They did a great job.
They did.
He could have done that. I'm like, no, we're just criticizing him. Okay, this is not gonna be enough. What am I doing? No. Okay. Where is the pan? Is this gonna be enough?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I think it'll have to be in batches either way. So
I'm doing like half of the recipe.
okay, yeah, then I'm doing a full recipe and I have a bigger pan, so it should about line up.
Okay.
Time-wise.
You think it's gonna be like pancakes?
Yeah. I'm surprised that there's no egg or oil in the like mixture. It's a bit odd to me.
Seeing the flour in the recipe made sense, but then I saw how little of the flour there is.
Yeah, and it's only on the outside.
I kind of want to add the flour inside the potatoes. It's weird. I don't know. No, let me do the flour first. What is this? How
I'm going
much?
to reposition slightly because I just want to form these and then put them straight in the pan. Oh.
Rosie providing the cooking ASMR.
Yeah. Rosie also
sounds
last
like
night I finished the olive oil that was in our, like we keep this little jug of olive oil on the countertop to use. And last night I finished it off and went, oh, I don't feel like getting the 3-liter tin out. My partner will do that later, but of course he hasn't cooked anything since then. So now I'm gonna have to go get the vegetable oil.
Okay. Yeah,
no one told me but myself.
Rosie and Lana cook, it's all silent, but when I cook on camera, it's loud. Because you can do two things at once.
Yes. Amy, you should be a guest because like you can actually talk while you do things.
I can either talk,
like blessing or something.
Yeah. You see, I cannot listen and do it. It's weird. I always thought that I was good at multitasking, but I think with age I realized that I shouldn't do that. Because then the quality of everything I do goes down. Okay, flour done. Now, how much of sesame? 3 tablespoons. This is how you say sesame in Russian.
Ooh. How's it pronounced? Is it pronounced the same or?
No, it's kunjut.
Okay. I will not try to replicate that.
You wouldn't be able to hear us over the big noise I make? No, we will hear you anywhere, at any time. I think Amy would be a great guest.
Yes, and we will keep harassing you until you agree, Amy.
Yes. Margaret, we also want you on the show. This is not a competition. Okay, what? I was gonna say something. Oh, while we cook and figure this out and we're silent, Amy, what you missed is us talking about if we were auditioning for Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or both, what role would we audition for and what would we do in the self-tape that we would send the director? Let us know your answer because I think that I am very proud of that question, okay? I did well.
It's a good question.
Oh, background noise.
Ah, that makes sense too.
I have a lot of flour now. Oh, because I did the flour for the whole. Oh no.
Well, you could always put half of it in your mixture and then put half of it on the outside. That would probably be fine.
This is what I mean. I can talk and do, even when I'm silent, I make mistakes. I can't figure out how I would do the camera angle for cooking. However, lots of logistics to consider. Yes. Same here. I have to reposition 3 times to get the camera working. And still, we were talking about this with Rosie, if I stand up straight, you can't even see me because I'm so tall. I have to crouch like Gollum. Which brings me to, in addition to playing Gollum, Amy, will you be eating a raw fish for your audition tape? Just no words, just literally, here's a fish, and here's me eating the raw fish. Because I would hire you, because that's the kind of commitment I want in my actors.
Exactly. Okay,
Oh my
here
God.
goes nothing. These are so soft. But we're gonna try.
Is the pen hot?
It's getting there. I'm using a really thin pan, so it heats up really fast.
Oh, like for pancakes, for crepes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Looks like a little.
Oh, mine looks similar. Well, when I'm done.
Sweet potato. Okay, I'm gonna dip it.
I think there's too much water in my potatoes. Yikes. Okay.
I'm sure a bit of flour will help with that. Okay, 1 in.
Self-tape for Aomer. Cantering in a circle with smoldering look on
Yes.
my face.
He really does manage to smolder continuously. It's very impressive.
He is so great.
Yeah.
He is great.
Such a fan.
I'm a big fan of the smolder. I thought about doing a POV to Gollum's take for author 2 by idea, but I can't do that voice. Yes, you can, Margaret. I think we all have that voice somewhere inside us. We just need to find it. We need to access the Gollum.
Yeah.
I can't quite get it right, but I have fun trying. Me too.
My brother used to be able, like when he was a preteen, to be able to do a perfect Gollum voice, and then his voice dropped, and I don't think he can anymore.
Oh, these are very soft.
Yeah,
weird.
It's gonna be. It's messy. It's
yeah. We need to write him an email later. Be
yes.
Like,
hey, we've tested so many of these recipes, and
here's the results. Here, watch all the hours of it's talking about. I can't even click the comments. Wait. Oh. No. No, not this one. My ex could do a perfect Gollum 30. Should have been a winning. Well, he's saying the same things as Gollum, because that would be a red flag. It randomly comes out when
Margaret, unless your ex was Andy Serkis, in which case, why the fuck is he your ex? Yeah, that's definitely a red flag.
I used to do it. I'm not gonna try now. I'm scared. I did the Russian version of him. I liked doing that. I remember when it came out. I can try it. Wait.
Yes.
It's not gonna come out right. Oh my god! Performance anxiety. It's gonna be like my playlist, something like that. Okay. Precious.
Oh, okay.
It's like very far down the throat. That kind of voice. It's very far. I'm talking so much anatomy during my voice classes that I'm like constantly thinking of where the voice is positioned. So I'm just like, what's happening here? How does he do this voice? It's weird. A thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Was the music.
Mm.
This is gross. The score of Lord of the Rings is iconic. What is your favorite instrumental theme? For example, the Shire, theme of Rohan, etc. What emotions it inspires, makes you cry, homesick, etc.
I just like, I'm so basic, but anything to do with Rohan, the music is like, I just, oh my god, love it. I don't know. It's like, it's not happy or sad exactly. It's just so much pure feeling in it.
Yes. When I first started listening to ambience videos, when I was reading, I started with listening to the Rohan theme. It's like on the loop. There's like a video on YouTube for that. And I couldn't do it just because every time there's the, what is it called? The culmination? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Of the music, I would get like a feeling and I needed to calm down every time because I was getting way too, it's not even emotional, just not excited. There's something about like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for a battle that I did not need in the quiet thriller that I was reading. And I had to turn it off because it was distracting me. It was feeling so much emotions, so many emotions.
Margaret, if you like this song from The Hobbit that Armitage sings, I'll have to go back through my history and try and find it. I randomly came across a video on YouTube that's that song, but sung by men with even deeper voices. It's like, it's just like so deep that you're like, oh my god, I'm feeling this in every part of my body, deep voice, and it's gorgeous.
I love the way you talked about that. Song of the Lonely Mountain?
Yeah, I think it's that one. The one where they're like, yeah, from The Hobbit. The one where they're like,
it's great.
Oh,
it's so great because it's way longer than in the movie, and the arrangement they made for it. There's like a part, I think, in the like second verse when they mention the what's it called? They mention the stone. What's the stone called?
The Arkenstone?
Arkenstone. And they're like strings that they mention, they say the Arkenstone, and then strings come in. And every time I get to that part with the strings floating up, it's just like, it's, oh my God, listen to it. It's so good. Yes. Rohan. Yes, a lot of Rohan. So, I don't know. It just makes me so happy. There's something so homely and kind, but also brave in that music. I don't know what to explain. It's great.
Yeah.
I think you're going in the right direction with the rest. Oh, it's not like this. It's a little, I don't know where it is. Where I lost it, it's gone. Okay. Also, the song and the white tree at the end.
Oh my God.
Wait, I have a lot. Where? What song? Is that the instrumental track?
I think that's instrumental, and there's also a version with lyrics, I think.
Oh, it's when they're all bowing for the Hobbit.
Yeah, yeah, that one's good.
That is great. Dwarves sing, yes. I suddenly forgot the name of the song. It's pretty much the main theme, but played in a specific way. Wait, you mean like the Shire theme? I would sing it, but I forgot it just now. And I can't play it because YouTube is gonna ban us for it. It sounds like a TikTok, Rosie.
It would have fit right in. That video would have fit right in on TikTok. Yes.
I think that's it. Howard Shore. Howard. I can't say his name. Howard. No, it's Howard. Howard. What is happening to me on these lives? I forget English. My sister likes to sing the lyrics in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Horribly. When we were kids, she had this ridiculous version of the Lonely Mountain song. Oh, I want to hear it. Please send it to me.
I sing horribly too, Amy, but that's just because I sing horribly. I'm not trying. It's just like, that's how it comes out of my mouth.
No. There is a song, I think it was released with Lord of the Rings. movies. I don't remember which one, but there's something about winter coming, and there's like a young boy choir,
Oh my god, yes.
and it's so high. And before I learned how to sing soprano songs, that song was my Everest because it's so light and airy, and I could not get to those notes. It was just like it was terrible, but it's so beautiful and kind of makes me want to cry every time. Every time. Aragorn starts singing, and then it gets better.
Mm.
When is Aragorn singing?
At the scene with the hobbits again at the very end, when he's getting his crown.
Why am I forgetting everything?
Although,
Yes. Also because he's so casual with his voice. He's not like
Right.
trying to sing. He just starts like mumble stuff. I wish he sang for more of it. So when the Hobbit movie came out and we heard Richard Armitage's version, he was shocked. It is the Shire theme, but like epic. She can sing well, but since the books didn't come with accompanying music, she had to invent the music, and she's no composer. No, I'm sure, the fact that she tried says a lot.
yeah.
As to me, I really like, and I think we talked about this in the first live, I forgot to fry. Also, I forgot to put in the corn, so I'm just gonna eat it.
Good
The
one.
Moria theme.
That is
And
gorgeous.
it's not a long, the actual score of the Moria scenes is not very short, but there's like a very specific moment when in the movie they're walking through the columns that, again, the strings come in, and that just chills every time. Why did it end up coming out like a Hobbit rap, Amy? Try very hard. Oh my god, I love you guys. Separate but similar. What song from the movies is your favorite? And I have a list. It's not a full list because I then forgot to add some other ones, but here are some suggestions. It was easier to rap than the real thing. The Moria. Yes. The columns. Yes. Okay. The songs that I remembered. Maybe. Iconic. Mary's song, Twilight and Shadow. When Faramir is almost getting killed.
Yes.
There's Into the West.
Yes.
That played in the very end of Lord of the Rings trilogy, the third movie. Then there's the Song of Misty Mountains from The Hobbit. We talked about that. I See Fire by Ed Sheeran. The Last Goodbye that played at the end of The Hobbit. And I actually, when I was looking up these things, I realized that there is a Gollum song in the soundtrack to the second movie. It's called Gollum's Song, sang by Emiliana Turini, and I've never heard about it, and I was shook.
I don't think I have a specific favorite song that I could point to. I love the music in general. It's really good.
Did you flatten them?
Yeah, I'm going for hamburger patty, roughly dimensions.
Okay. Annie Lennox loved that one. Yes, they're all so good. From the books, I really liked Bombadil's song about a goldberry.
Yeah, so cute.
I love The Last Goodbye. Oh my god, I cried so much. I think Gollum's song is the intro to The Two Towers. Stretchy Minority singing. Yes. It's very, it's like a very sad ballad. I was gonna say something. I love the Bombadil and Goldberry relationship. Yes. There is one song in the books that Bilbo sings. I think when it's in the first book, when the hobbits get to Rivendell and they meet Bilbo there, and he sings, and there's something about being old and kind of not being ready to die, but kind of like, oh, I'm gonna leave my adventures behind me. My time is done. I'm just gonna chill. That made me cry when I read it.
Oh,
I think I'm scared to get older. And it made me very the only healthy relationship in the whole age. A relationship to aspire to. Don't forget Faramir and Eowyn, please.
true.
My relationship goals. But less war, and fighting. Yeah, Made B, I forgot. I have not listened to Made B in a long time. And before the last live, when I was preparing these questions, I listened to it again. And oh my heart, I got so emotional. But I think from all of these, the song that I would actually listen in my shuffle on the subway going to work between other pop songs that I listen to would be The Lonely Mountain.
Oh,
Just because it's enough, like there's enough of the style of Lord of the Rings in it, but it's also kind of poppy in a way. I don't know. It's great.
No, it's got
with anything.
It's catchy.
Yes. And there's like a beat to it. Oh, and they made all of these very, very cool sounds of like chains falling and them digging the gold. I don't know what the sounds are, but it sounds like they're mining. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Second chance romance, sort of. OTP. OTP. Something is happening. It's cooking. It's cooking.
Good.
How long?
I have to keep washing my hands because my nails are very long at the moment, and this stuff is like it just like filling my underneath nails, and I can't stand that.
That's why my nails are always short. I always come when I go into a manicure. I don't even use nail polish anymore. I just go in to like clean everything around. And they're like, how they look, they always ask like how short, but then they look at my nail and they're like, can we go shorter? And I'm like, yes, you can way shorter, please.
I'm at the point where I've worn mine long, not like super long or anything, but like I've worn them longer for so long now that they get really uncomfortable if they're too short. Like if I break a nail and have to cut it back, I'm always just like, this is the most aggravating thing. Oh, I can't, because like I don't know, the part like it's never exposed, so like that part of my fingertip is like super sheltered.
I have the opposite thing. I cannot stand when I cannot feel that part of my finger. When I can get to it, it makes me very upset. But I mean, I also play the guitar, so I have to have short nails. But that's why, like, I'm so used to having sensation right here on the tips. Appreciate what I can see. What is that word?
Kenny, it's like I can't say it, but it's like a Scottish, like for cannot. Margaret, what is it? Can't even? I don't know. Can never?
Okay, there's another one. I can't have long nails. I'm so clumsy that I keep breaking nails off. Yes. Also, my nails are they're so used to being short that they break super fast. Cannot twist it. Yes, can't. How do you pronounce that, Margaret?
I definitely am not able to.
Oh, something is burning. No.
Oh no.
I'm not ready.
I will try and be entertaining in the meantime. This is...
Oh, looks good.
See, now it's Lana's turn to do cooking ASMR.
Wait, I want to show... I don't know how to show what's happening. You can't see. No. There you go.
They look like they're coming... Ooh, nice.
Yeah, they're
they
almost burned. But not quite. I'm gonna hold them. Okay, next question. If we ignore the timeline of the Middle Earth slowly evolving into the world of men and imagine all the different races living on indefinitely. Do you see a globalization happening in Middle Earth with big cities that would be melting pots for all cultures, a New York of Middle Earth, so to speak? I was so tired of writing these questions. I was just like, I need more questions. Tell me.
Yes, I mean, I just need that to happen because I need to go to the New York of Middle Earth.
Can you imagine the fast food?
Right? Be amazing.
I mean, all the ingredients are already cooked.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about it being cooked through well.
Yeah.
I like that I can see the sesame seeds.
Yeah.
Okay, next batch. Come on. Get in the pan. No, it's not. Doesn't want to. Whew. Wait. It's like cannot. I hear it a lot in my British murder mysteries. What are your British murder mysteries? Tell me. I want to watch more murder mysteries. It sounds like cannot. Cannot. Those Brits. But a Brit would howl with laughter if they heard me pronounce it. Cannot. Almost burned it just... No. What? Almost burned it just right in my book. Almost burned is pronounced gourmet. I'm so lost. What is happening?
I think she's saying that almost burned is fancy.
Oh.
It's true.
McDonaldization of Tolkien, please. Totally. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, what else would a globalization involve except for food?
I think it'd be interesting to see how like various groups would collaborate together. For example, like elven artisanship mixed with like dwarvish like mechanicalness, and like what could they collaborate on if they were working together?
Yes,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, they can use the talents of the other cultures around them. But then, of course, as most things in life, globalization also has negative sides.
True.
I'm just thinking of what it would look like. I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, well, I think there will be a stronger, maybe, I forget all the English words today. Let me think on it for a second. It's not coming. Like there would be a restaurant or something, or maybe a mall that is done completely in the style of dwarves, but it would be like way too far. Yeah. It would be like done as if it's a mine, and all the dwarves would kind of feel culturally appropriated.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, yeah. Like, oh, you want to go to a big city, you know, you've never seen a dwarf, there are a lot of dwarves there, and you could go to a whole mall that looks like it's just, they're going to use all the different sides of their society and make them into a commodity.
Yeah. Instead of it just being, this is how we do things, it turns into like, this is how we sell our culture. Or this is how we sell another group's culture.
And maybe there will be dwarves that want to be elves and start dressing like elves, and maybe do their hair like elves, and then elves that want to be dwarves. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see a dwarf in an elf costume. Not costume, it'll be clothes. I don't know. I think many interesting things would happen. Have you guys seen Bright, that Netflix fantasy cop movie with Will Smith? I think it would end up like that.
No, but I need to.
Did I? I don't think so. Because I don't remember it. I would have probably remembered it. I've not. Amy sounds intriguing. Oh, is there a hierarchy within Middle Earth? Would one race covet another's way of life? I don't see elves moving into hobbit holes or men living in trees. I think there would be like a hotel, live like an elf.
Yeah.
Live in a tree, try for once.
One big thing that we haven't really touched on yet is what would happen with orcs. Like, are orcs part of this as well? Are they in this city? Because if you start introducing that, I think it would get way, way more complicated.
Yeah. Are they the enemy forever?
Yeah.
We did talk about orcs in the first live, because I still have the question of how do they procreate? Because
valid question.
Because can they have a family? Are there genders?
Yeah, like there's clearly more orcs appearing, so something must
they were
be
making
happening.
them out of clay or something. Yeah, I don't understand how orcs function.
I don't think Oriel is spitting on me. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just surprising.
Oh no! I saw it coming. I could not stop it. Hierarchy within. I think there must be.
I feel like there'd be hierarchies within each group, where like each group thinks they're the best, and most people are just like, yeah, I get along with my neighbors and it's all chill and this is great. And then there's some people who are like super purist and like, I'm an elf and I will never speak to a dwarf or a hobbit. They are beneath me. But then likewise there'd be dwarves who'd be like, I don't associate with non-dwarves.
I think it's also like a cultural thing. If you are on the land that used to be the land of dwarves only, there must be some, I don't know, not even thought processes, but like legends or something in those lands. Who did they talk of as like heroes?
Yeah.
In the Shire, they probably talked about the warriors of the East and the South, and they were probably elves and men. Did they talk about the dwarves that were heroes? Like, I feel like it's way more complicated. I think there is a hierarchy, but it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
And what information did you get growing up of who was cool and who wasn't? Because if you grew up as around elves in a place where they don't trust dwarves, like for your whole subconscious, for your whole life, if it's not challenged, you will think that dwarves are beneath you. So I feel like it depends where you grew up.
Agreed.
We went so deep into this. Something is burning. No. Okay. It's very fun. The elves are on billboards, and Will Smith's cop partner is the first orc on the force and faces discrimination. I need to watch this.
Yeah, it sounds really cute. And like also dark, but like
interracial relationships, which started with Killy and Tyriel and did not end well. I love their scenes because they're so out there, and they really, they went for it. They were like, we're doing this. We need this romance right now. They could have really leaned on Tauriel and Legolas. Instead, they were like, we need a triangle.
Yeah.
They use elves and orcs. Yes. I'll have to look that up on Netflix. I don't think it's on my Netflix. I would have seen it. He's an orc or something like that. Built as violent, gritty, and exciting. Action-y, which is my cup of tea. Right, since orcs are just considered evil in the world. Well, they did many bad things.
They were well, as far as we know, they were originally, but Tolkien never quite figured that out and was like, I'm not totally sure. But like, presumably they haven't just been kidnapping more elves continuously because there's so many orcs. So those original ones must be doing something. I don't want to think about it. But
Well, from what we've seen, there we have not seen any genders.
True.
Like, who is carrying the child? Are they laying eggs? Like, what's happening?
It's really good questions.
I remember in the books noticing in my reread that there are also different types of orcs, and he talks about that. I think it was around the parts when Merry and Pippin were kidnapped, how part of that company of orcs was from Mordor, and part of it was from Saruman, and they were not the same orcs, and they were kind of not cool with each other. And I thought it was interesting that they also have their own species within the species of orcs. It's not all the same orcs. And then there's like Uruk-hai as well. I think the Uruk-hai, yes, the twisted elves. There you go. The orcs are what Tolkien called goblins in The Hobbit.
Yeah, he sort of changes up his language between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and is like, I can use my own word for this. I don't have to, use the like traditional fairy tale word.
I can see intragroup small tensions and big, but not really intergroup class system. I'm sure someone's written a PhD on this.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Explain this to me, please. You mean like within a smaller group, there are tensions when an elf is facing a dwarf, but not really an intergroup class system. I don't understand. We must consult the Tolkien scholars. Yes, next guest will be a poor old white man who will maybe help me. So what were the 3 things turned to stone in The Hobbit? Goblins? Those were trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. The goblins are the gross things in the caves, like Gollum.
True. He's gross and in a cave.
Munching on bones.
Yeah, that's trolls.
Never forget the Goblin King. Oh, God, that was the worst. Amy, I was reading this and like the image felt so close to my eyes, like it was just right here. I did not want to see it again. That was disgusting. The factions of orcs are clear, the east and the south. The movies did a good job depicting differences in looks of orcs too. Yes, I have forgotten that, Amy. They did. I can see the hobbits gripping,
I think.
I don't know that word. Okay, but relations stealing stuff from Bilbo, etc. But there's no evidence I can recall about the different groups trying to change each other's world, except orcs.
True.
Yeah,
like we don't. We see the conflict and tension between the elves and the dwarves, but other than that, we don't see.
I have something to say.
Yes.
In the Return of the King, isn't there a whole thing that they need more people for the army, and when they go, by they I mean Legolas, Gimli, Eomer, and other people, the elf twins, go to Minas Tirith, and on the way they go to the people in the forest who were banished or their lands were stolen, and they promised them their lands back.
Yeah,
I have a memory of, and they have like a different. Oh, and they're very. I remember they're not like men; they're big men.
Yeah, they're like shorter and wider and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of those things that like is so mentioned in passing. Oh, there's the Ways of the Dead, but Margaret, there's this like, this random group of like, I get the impression, and maybe I'm reading this through a Canadian lens, but that like, those were the men who had been living in those lands when the Númenóreans came back, and they sort of like just retreated into the mountains, and they're still living there.
Yeah, they're hiding.
Yeah. And then
No. Margaret, those are those are ghosts. We're talking about the actual people that they meet on the way.
Yeah,
They're promised their
he
land
never
back.
explores who they are that much or like what their deal is.
Don't remember if they're human.
I
don't
think
remember
they're
them
human, but I think they're not like they've been on their own for so long.
Yeah. They're
that
more
they haven't like been interbreeding with the humans of Gondor or whatever.
No, wait. If they all lived in a city together, I bet there would be more tensions. Yes.
True.
I don't remember them as well. I bow to your better memory. Don't bow to my memory ever, Margaret. That's not a good. That's not a good place to put your chips. Oh, I should not do poker jokes. I don't know anything about poker. I just happened to reread it last summer, and I noticed all the things that I forgot about, and I remember that. And I highlighted everything in that book because I forgot everything. Okay, are yours ready?
Yes.
Mine are two. Actually, I have two more.
Excellent.
Here. We can do a plate. Last two are too soft. Okay. Great. I'm gonna take this off. This is not. Here are mine. You can see the sesame.
Most of mine are in the oven.
Oven.
I put them in the oven on like 170 degrees Fahrenheit just to like keep them hot. I promised my partner he could have some for his lunch, and he's on a phone call right now. So yeah, mine, you can't see it on my camera, but there are sesame seeds.
I'll do this. Oh, you can see this that way. Ooh.
This one has a lot of flour on it.
These have no mangetout, and they don't have onions because
I have everything from the recipe. Mine, I couldn't get the flour on the sides to cook, so I'm gonna take little chunks off because raw flour is gross.
I also don't have corn here because I forgot to put it in, so I'm eating it separately.
You got the spinach and the sweet potato though, so like, mine, little piece. Let's see, where's my camera? There, it looks sort of like that.
Yeah, they're very soft because there's not much to keep it together. Really, it's just mashed potatoes. Glorfindel is awesome. I have a crush on this character. It sounds awesome. How are they?
They're good. They're, as you said, like, there's not much to them. I guess he tells me to serve it with a poached egg, but I feel like there should be a sauce of some sort to go with this.
I like them.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. They're like they taste good. They're just about what you'd expect from sweet potato and spinach and stuff.
And I can feel the sesame. It's adding something to the flavor. I'm sure if I added other ingredients, there would be more flavor. But I don't really feel the spinach much, which if you don't like spinach, it's great. And yeah, they're very soft. They're not at all like the hash browns. Not at all. My memory is only good with Lord of the Rings and everyday life. It's the worst. Poor Glorfindel who got shoved aside in the movie. Honestly, I think if I were the casting director, I also would not be able to choose the perfect man to do Glorfindel because he's like, you can't even imagine a man as great as he is. That's how I think of him. Like, he's the most handsome, the best. Can't find a perfect man, Amy. Yes. Hi, Kieran.
Hello.
In the cartoon. Wait, the 70s cartoon? Hello, Kieran. meandered through the beauty of the Welsh accent, you'd be pleased.
It's true.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did. You see, I forgot half of the life already. I don't believe we've met. Nice to meet you. I'm learning Greek right now. I'm teaching myself Greek. And when I saw this, I was like, it's hike in Greek. I'm at that point in my studies where I just point to things and I'm like, I know how to say this in Greek. It's this. And I just know animals and clothes. So I'm like,
the basics covered.
Basics covered, yeah. It's harder than I thought, but it's fun. Oh, what else did we? Well, we think this recipe gets a yes from us.
Yeah.
It's not really super special. Doesn't really make sense how it.
Very Lord of the Ringsy, but yummy.
Well, I feel like it looks like something that we would eat, with enough a spin of it to make it seem like, oh, this is from a different world, where they also like sweet potatoes. Yeah, this was great. Amy, I'm just trying not to forget the few languages I do know. It's only great. I should be reviewing the languages that I do know. Instead, I'm learning something new, which is also not a great idea. Oh no. I had to do a translation yesterday for a project from Italian to English. And it's been a while since I've spoken Italian. It was a struggle.
Translation is so hard to begin with. Like,
it's the worst.
I can write passably in French. I can write pretty well in English. Translate between the two of them, and I'm like, I have no clue.
It's so hard.
I cannot do this.
Two links I posted above have more good recipe ideas with perhaps the better tie-ins. Ooh, Margaret is really trying to get on our guest list.
She is.
It's kind of working. We could do more than one person. The problem is that we have our time difference.
Yes.
Being in two different parts of the world, and adding other people in also other parts of the world, I think is just going to be challenging, but we can do it. We can make it.
We'll figure it out. How do you feel about getting up early, Margaret? I hope you feel good about it.
Speaking two languages, but translating between them is still difficult. Yes. Rate your cookies.
That does sound very good.
Aragorn cookies. Cookies in the shape of Aragorn. Yes. I could go for that. Yeah, translating is terrible. Even I'm learning Greek on Duolingo, which is, if you want to do like a superficial knowledge of a language, it's not bad. But I did the mistake of choosing English is the base. So I'm going from English to Greek. And there are a lot of things that are similar between Greek and Russian, which things that English doesn't have. Like the you being plural and singular, it meaning different things. It just, there's so many things that I can see not translating well. I'm up now, aren't I? Wait, what time is it, Margaret, where you are?
Be like what? 9:30 for you? I don't know. Well, 10:30? I'm so bad at time zones. I used to be so good at them because I lived like a big difference of time zone away from my parents, so I was just like constantly aware of it. But now, we started at 9 a.m. for Margaret. Okay, yeah, that's
not bad.
Yeah.
7 p.m. for me.
Yeah, and yes, Amy, you're 1 hour behind me. We
can do like a 4-person Cookalong. I predict it will last more than 3 hours.
Yes.
But totally worth it.
Fun.
Nice. Everyone changing their daylight savings start and end times is driving me crazy.
Oh, daylight yeah, that's so weird.
Not super confident what that is, but don't explain it to me, please.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
It's a terrible idea that no one should be doing.
someone did explain it to me, and I was just like, I want to forget this information.
Yeah. No.
I don't need this in my mind.
You really don't.
Okay. Are we slowly closing it up?
I think so.
We did.
We've cooked. We've tried. It was good.
Yes. We talked Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
We talked about auditioning for Lord of the Rings. We talked about critiquing the movies. We talked about globalization. We talked about orc sex. Not successfully.
What more do you want? Really? Like
what more could you want? Oh, we talked about music. And yes, definitely Margaret and everyone else who does not listen to it for some reason, go listen to The Lonely Mountain from the soundtrack of the first. It is sensational. And then text me, DM me, however you can reach me. Tell me what you think about it, because I hope you will cry as I have cried when I listened to it the first time. Katja and Amrita and I have a planned live next Wednesday, and I was thrown for a loop, the British summertime. Oh. Summertime, talking about memory called Empire.
I need to read that book.
I'm always, I don't know why, I'm always surprised when I do stuff with Amrita that there's also like a 30-minute gap as well. I'm so used to just like an hour, but it's also 30 minutes, which would totally make sense. But for some reason, it always surprises me. You too set my alarm for that. 10 a.m. for me, noon for you, Amy. On fire. Your book. Yes. Your life sounds awesome. And thank you for coming.
Yes, everybody. Thank you all for joining us.
Yes. Also, another reminder, we are, I mean, if you've seen this, you know, but we are thinking of, well, we're not thinking, we know that we want to include other people in future Cookalongs. So let us know if you're interested. Amy, Margaret, you are on the list. Now begins the battle of either one. We expect your audition tape soon. Margaret, we need to talk about that improv idea with Amy as well. She needs to pass the class again.
Yes.
And we don't know what the next one will be. We'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you cook with us, because this is a good recipe, unlike the lembas bread, which was a disaster. It wasn't that bad, but it was a lembas bread.
Oh, I would like one last comment. Mine turned out super thin and rubbery when we made lembas bread, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I realized like 2 weeks later, I used cornstarch, not baking powder. So I didn't have a raising agent, and it is not at all the recipe's fault that mine turned out like rubber. It was me grabbing the wrong yellow tub from my pantry.
Interesting. Well, mine was fluffy, but it was like kind of like focaccia bread. It was still not what we were expecting from lembas bread.
Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't what we were expecting.
Thank you. Improv idea, yes. Yum. Thank you again for hosting. Thank you for being here with us. Every live we do. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for your time. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.